Welcome to the Coriolis Effect with Cory Oliver.
Hi guys, I'm Cory Oliver. Thanks for watching the Coriolis Effect. Please hit the subscribe button below, and we hope you like this episode. Hi guys, we wanted to announce that like many podcasters, we just started a Patreon account. Visit our page at patreon.com/the Coriolis Effect. We have 5 different levels of membership and offer early access to episodes, behind the scenes footage, bonus episodes, shoutouts, and much more, including personal phone calls, questions and answer sessions, and live chats with Bob and me. That's patreon.com/the Coriolis Effect. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Cory. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
But just to let you know, I'm not talking about anything today.
Am I taking over?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to go in your seat and you're going to go in mine.
Why don't you just sit there and smile and I'll talk?
That's genius.
Just go up and down. No, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Can you do a ASL, sign language?
I know certain things like.
What does that mean? For all the podcasters who can't see you.
Oh, I love you. Not you. I was into the camera. I was into the camera. Nope. Bob, I love you.
Yeah, can you sign that?
God, you have like literally.
There's a great comedian. I can't think of his name, but I'll put his name on the screen in front of us, who does a bit about, he was doing a show and there was somebody doing ASL, attractive woman to the left, and he starts getting in his head because there was one guy who was hard of hearing or deaf, and he would start laughing 5 seconds after everybody else. And so all of a sudden the crowd stopped laughing and we're kind of nervous and we're watching him. So the guy didn't know what to do, so he just got his stool, turned around so he couldn't face the audience. Now remember, she's signing everything he says. So he's looking at me, he goes, "What's he doing? I don't understand. Why is he not telling jokes?" So the lady's signing all this stuff. He's like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I mean, I've been doing this for a year. None of the jokes are funny. I don't think And then he's just started saying like rude remarks that she had to sign because she said she doesn't even think about what he's saying. She just automatically does it. So he starts saying very rude remarks that are coming out of her, so it looks like he's not talking.
That's funny.
It's actually very, very funny.
That is funny. Yeah. That's very funny. I can see how that would be very funny.
I can tell by the way you're saying
it's very funny. Yeah. You're funny.
So when somebody says something that you really like, you go, "That's really funny."
No, sometimes I will, or I'll laugh really, really loud. But sometimes you're like, you have a silent laugh. So I was like, I'm not even going to bother silent laughing. I'll just tell you it's funny. Well, this is how I think.
You explained to me the silent laugh was so that the guest can keep talking, and I understand.
Yes, I have had people tell me that I sound like Minnie Mouse when I laugh. But I wanted to explain my can here is from Starbucks. I love it, but I get hot oftentimes in the studio, and so I have ice in here. And hear it. People don't really know what's in there. And sometimes I will drink either our Aqua water or what's really good and amazing. And I'm not just saying this because they are sitting here on my table, but I'll pour one of these over ice and it's like so refreshing. So these are the Brizo. This is the pineapple turmeric. And there's berry beet and lemon ginger. And there's one, where's the pomegranate?
I think our last guest took it.
Oh, they are. Oh, yes, Amanda. She liked that. Hibiscus? Yeah, that one's actually really, they're all very good, equally as good. But I will just stick it in here over ice. And this thing keeps it cold forever. So.
And you get those where?
I get the Brizos online. I just ordered some from Amazon.
Oh, at Amazon?
Yeah.
Or
Brizo.com. Right. Yeah. And today I'm very excited. I'm always very excited. Every day is a blessing. Do you know that?
I think this is going to be one of your favorite guests.
Yes, but you know what? I have no information on him. So what's fun about this guest is I'm going in cold. It's the very first time. But also I love, if anybody knows me, they love, this is from one of my best friends for a Christmas gift. I love karaoke.
Again, we're on a podcast. You got to tell them what you're holding up.
I love I'm holding up a sing-along bling karaoke mic. You're right. And I love karaoke. Anybody who comes to my house, they know that at some point they're going to be karaokeing. So when you come for Thanksgiving, pick your song. I know you're in a band, but you will be karaokeing with me.
To your house on Thanksgiving?
Because you want to be with me and you're thankful for me?
And I was disinvited for Thanksgiving by my family.
I'm not getting into your family politics. I respect you and your family.
Very lovely call from my sister. Hey, is it okay if you don't come to Thanksgiving? I know we're flying out from Philadelphia to Palm Springs and the whole family's going there, but is it okay if you and Irina don't go up? Sure, Dee Dee, no problem.
And that is why?
Because they don't like the fact that I didn't do something that they wanted me to do.
And I invited you. So
And you were
you've
very
got an
nice to invite me.
invitation.
Yes.
We'll see. I love you, Bob.
I promise you, I will absolutely show up if I can't find anything better to do.
Somehow that's not so funny. I don't think that's very funny. But anyway, we're going to do
That's very funny. You just laughed.
I know.
Not quietly,
I know.
out loud.
I know. Jeff Schmidt is on the show today, and he is Car Karaoke Guy in Texas. That's his handle on both Instagram and TikTok. He is such a nice guy.
What is his handle again?
Car Karaoke Guy in Texas.
He lives in Germany.
No, he doesn't. He's visiting Germany to his family.
He's visiting Germany. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I got that wrong.
He's visiting Germany right now, and he's kind enough to come on our show. But he and his wife are in Germany visiting their, I think it's their new. We'll find out the details, so don't quote me. But grandchild. So.
Oh, okay. But he lives in Texas.
Yes, and I've been watching him for a while, and he just brings so much joy because he just is one of those guys that said, "Hey, this is something I love. It's a passion, and I'm going to share it with the world." I don't have any other information on him other than that. I said, "Hey, I love karaoke. Would you come on my show?" He's got 2 dogs that he talks about and his wife, and he just seems like a nice guy. So we're going to have him on today.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to karaoke with him?
I'm gonna mouth it because you have to license songs. So
Well, I thought about that.
okay,
And you can sing anything you want karaoke when we put on the podcast,
okay.
but not on the YouTube.
Oh, I'll duet a song with him then.
Okay, so maybe we'll do it, and then I'll just strike it from the
That it
YouTube,
echoed.
or I'll put some other kind of audio into the
Yeah.
YouTube, so that we don't infringe on anybody's copyright deal.
I'm having
We
a
can
hot
definitely do it on
flash.
the podcast.
Having a hot flash, so I'm going in for Brizo. Thank you, Brizo.
That'd be a great marketing technique. Brizo, great for hot flash relief.
Well, I will say this about this drink. I'm not just saying this. I've tasted a lot of different flavored drinks, and I'm not a big fan of the ones that leave kind of a medicine-y flavor. It's like an artificial flavor.
Like
and
Theraflu.
kind of like, I don't want to say anything negative about a brand, but this doesn't. These are really great. It really tastes like they're using whole good, ingredients, and it's very flavorful and not sweet, not too sweet. It's really.
Well, it's because it's less than 3 grams of
Yeah, it's
sugar.
less than 3 grams of sugar. So, my family comes from a long family of diabetics, so I try to minimize my sugar intake as I was borderline at one point, and I've managed to turn that
Where do
around.
you get these drinks again?
Amazon and Brizo.com.
Right.
Yeah. And they're very, very good. I love them. So,
Okay, so we're on with Jeff Schmidt.
yes. Yes. Jeff Schmidt. Let's
See you
see.
in a few minutes.
Okay. So, Bob, I'm very excited today to try this drink. It is called Brizo.
Brizo, okay.
Yes, and it is a health drink, and it has a lot of natural ingredients. 2 of them are apple cider vinegar, which I love, and Manuka honey, which is straight from New Zealand. There's only 3 grams of sugar in this. That is amazing. This one is actually called Berry Beet. This one is pineapple turmeric. Oddly enough, I just put turmeric in my coffee this morning. Yes, I can taste the turmeric in that. These are all really good. I predict this being a big, huge hit. These are fantastic. It's on Amazon. You can get these on Amazon.
And they come in variety packs, or you can buy 1 pack of a single thing, or you can get the 4-pack.
Oh, no, I'm going to go on Amazon and get these Brizos. These are fantastic. Thank you. Well, they knocked it out of the park on this.
It's been a
Brizo.
year and a half, so yes.
0 fat, 0 cholesterol, barely any carbohydrates, 3 grams of sugar. It has vitamin D, which is, right now it's big. We should all be taking vitamin D, calcium, iron, potassium, and vitamin C. Done. I'm getting this. This is a fantastic drink. Thank
Glad
you.
you like it.
Brizo, 4 different flavors: berry beet, pineapple turmeric, ginger lemon, and pomegranate hibiscus. Wonderful. Tastes great.
Attention, Nashville, Tennessee area drivers. Commodore Express, Central Tennessee's premier refrigerated truckload carrier, is actively hiring CDL drivers. Are you in a dead-end job? Tired of not being able to get the miles you want? We hear those complaints regularly from applicants who need to work with a solid company who can help them be successful by providing an open line of communications, a solid, reasonable amount of weekly miles, weekly home time, and a consistent paycheck month after month. We're currently hiring team drivers for our West Coast weekly runs. This is an out-and-back operation, 5 on, 2 off schedule. weekly home time, average 4,500 plus miles per week, full benefits package, and above average pay. We can work with full-time, part-time, retired, or casual drivers. Visit our website at www.commodoreexpress.net to learn more about us and request an online application. Or call Robert in recruiting at 615-287-5140 for more information on how to get your career back on the right road to success. Commodore Express, 615-287-5140.
Give him 3 topics you want to talk about.
Well, I actually, to be honest with you, I would.
Hey, let's start the show.
This is what he does. He just has to have the last laugh.
We have 6 minutes, so I'll give you just a generic. I've been in the mortgage industry for 38 years.
No, we just started the show, so I'm going to introduce you, and then we're gonna talk. I got this. Thank you for that, Bob. He's just messing, but I have a very special guest today, as usual. All my guests are special, but this one today, I usually have a page full of notes, and I don't have anything because I was scrolling through my Instagram and TikTok, and I came up on both of them. Jeff Schmidt, otherwise known as Car Karaoke Guy in Texas, and yes, and anyone who knows me knows Jeff. I'll just be honest with you right now. You have met your match.
Oh, we're gonna have a sing off.
I am holding up my bling, sing-along bling mic, karaoke mic. I have 8 of them at my house, and anyone who comes to my house has to karaoke with me. I love karaoke, and we're going to dive into your story and a little bit about who you are and your background, but you were kind enough to say yes to my direct message of, will you come on the show? Because you bring so much joy with your music. So before we get into all of that, we do have a routine word of the day here that we have, and we're going to play that for you, and you are going to try to guess what it means.
Okay, Jeff, this is a word. It's a phobia word. I'll play it twice, spell it, and you have to guess of what it is, the phobia. I got that right?
Melophobia. Melophobia.
It's melophobia. Melophobia. Melophobia is the fear of...
Fear of mellow.
M-E-L-O.
M-E-L-O. Okay, well, mellow. Okay, well, I'll put my take on it.
Go ahead.
I think folks are afraid to listen to melodies or to even admit to listening to melody music that makes them feel good.
You got it right.
It's actually the fear of music. Yeah,
good job.
From melody.
That's a good one.
Did you know that one?
I did not know that. I was going to say, maybe the fear of Barry Manilow, but because that's one of Jeff's favorite singers, but
that'd be Manilowophobia.
Right. Anyway, welcome to the Coriolis Effect.
By the way, we've had 2 guests that have gotten it right off the bat in a row.
I know, that's wonderful. Welcome to the Coriolis Effect, Mr. Schmidt.
So I'm in Germany right now.
Yes, I know you're in Germany.
What time is it? It's 11-ish p.m. What time is it there?
2, almost 2.
All right. So I've had a long day. I've done some recording today that I'll get posted here shortly.
And
so
can
really
we talk?
Yeah, let's talk.
Okay. So I know you have children. I have children. My daughter just literally, I've never done this, but she's been calling. So you okay? I just want to check with her. And I have a child too. I only have a grandpuppy. I do not have a grandchild, which you have mentioned that you are in Germany visiting your grandbaby, who is 2.5.
Yes.
His
name is Raphael. So I have 2 biological children in Texas, Nicholas and Tyler, and I've been married for over 30 years to my wife, Cory. And of course, we have 4 dogs. We have 2 dachshunds, and you'll see them in the videos. And we also have a German Shepherd and a lab, so it's crazy in the house. But 20 years ago, we opened our house up to a foreign exchange student.
Aw.
And I told you the Mitchell story.
It's okay. I'm usually the one, so I'm grateful to see.
Well, it's okay to show your feelings, and that's what I'm doing. So 20 years ago, we'd never done this, and we opened up our house. His name is Matt from Germany, and we just bonded. And he did not have a relationship with his dad, so he's always considered to me to be his in Germany, it's Papa. So there's confusion here. So I think I'm Papa here to the grandson, but no. I'm Grandpa Jeff or Grandpa from Texas. But he's always considered me as Papa. So we've been here before, and him and his wife have been to Texas before, and we've always had a relationship, 20 years. And and when he sent a photo not too long ago, and he said, "When are you coming to see your grandson?" And I had to come. So before I did that, I did it, and you'll see it on either TikTok. I'm on TikTok and Instagram. I did a version of Sweet Caroline, and I renamed it as Sweet Raphael. So I'll go in and redo some songs. And he's just the sweetest boy, because Sweet Caroline is his favorite song, which was shock to me, because Matt was into hair bands and Bon Jovi, and I'm like, you like Neil Diamond. So the very next day, I told my wife, and it was my birthday week. It is my birthday week, and I look good for 85, I guess. But he said, I told him I'm coming to Germany. 84. Yeah, good. He said, I told him I was coming to Germany. He said, "No, you're not." I said, "Yeah, my tickets are booked and I'll be there." So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have so many questions. I've been watching you for a little while now, and I love that you are passionate about singing, and you love Neil Diamond is one of my favorite. My producer, Bob, is in a couple bands. He's one of the most talented players I've seen. I know. He is. I've seen him play.
Awesome.
They perform Sweet Caroline at the end of their show, and it's always so much fun to join in on. So I've been to Neil Diamond concerts, and that's one of the things that drew me in was the music that you were singing, and that you just had this sweet spirit about you. And you talk about your wife, and you bring your dogs on, and you're bringing joy in such a really difficult, tumultuous time in the world. And so, if more people could do that, that would be great. But I am so grateful that you said yes to this interview, because I'd love to know a little bit more about you as a person and whatever you want to share. Where did this car karaoke, not obsession, but love, passion come from? You said you were in the mortgage industry for 37 years. And we'll also talk a little bit about your recent diagnosis, of which I will be praying is completely healed. So
awesome. So I've been so all I've done is work. I've worked my entire life. And to get the diagnosis of Parkinson's, first I had 3 diagnoses. I went to 3 doctors because one wasn't. So the first one was I was by myself, and the doctor's like, "Yes, you are the early stages of Parkinson's." And I said, "Well, what does that mean?" He said, "Well, go to the Michael J. Fox website." And I'm like, "What does that?" I mean, that's just shocking to me. And I love Michael J. Fox, but to just send me there, I had to call my doctor, and I said, "This is what he said." And the bedside manner was horrible for that doctor. So we got another diagnosis, and he said, "Yeah, you're in the early stages." And
can I ask really quickly what determined for them that you were in the early stages?
I think it was the loss of muscle tone. It was the loss of weight. It was the tremors. Listen, I have a great memory. I'm all there. But during this time, they had me on, I was so doped up. They had me on dopamine and mind drugs, and I didn't know who I was. And during this time, I worked for a company, and you'll see my logo. I don't have it on today, but you'll see it. for Gateway Mortgage, and I was asked to come be the chief mortgage officer, and then become the interim president of the company. And it was supposed to be an interim role, and our current owner became the governor of Oklahoma. His name is Kevin Stitt, and to be asked to run the company. First of all, I love my company, and everybody in the company knows me. And I was their top loan officer for 8 years. I guess I could put it like this: I was the Barry Manilow of mortgage companies, of mortgage loan officers for our company, because I was the top guy for 8 years. And I would assume that was probably the same for Barry. And so I took the role, and folks loved it because they knew I had this skill and that skill, and to have both skills running the company, they felt that they had somebody on their side, and they felt, man, you took one for the team. Because listen, I had a commute 5 miles away. Now, when I was running the company, it was 45 miles through Dallas, through construction, and sometimes the commute was 2 hours. But I was committed to our company to do it. I know. I'm sorry.
You're so sweet. Oh,
it is amazing to me to feel the love from the team nationally, to receive letters thanking me for taking the sword, because the company, the previous interim president, was turning us into I don't know if I could say it, a big bank name with initials B of A, and you probably have to edit it out. That's not what our owner wanted.
Yeah,
and
that's okay.
Starts with a B and ends with a A.
Yeah, and that's not what our owner wanted. We are a community, and we're about communities, families, and homes. And I have relationships with my clients. I mean, we're in small communities, and we just built this extraordinary company. It's been, I guess we've been around for 20 years. I've been with him for 11 years. And when I came onto the company, I didn't know this until after he won the election. We doubled his company. And again, that was emotional. That was very emotional for me to hear that.
Where in Texas are you?
Okay, so I am in Waxahachie, Texas. And one of my really good friends in the company, when they kept announcing me as the top guy, he'll say, Waxahachie. It's Waxahachie. And we're south of Dallas, about 30 miles south of Dallas. It's a very small community. And it was to break into that community, it was a good old boy community. And
when I first moved to Los Angeles, I did loans. I actually needed a job. I had gotten into an accident. I worked for a company called Equity Federal. And, loan officers or brokers, are much like real estate agents, where they build up a clientele. It's repeat business. People come back to you to refi, and they give your name out, go use this guy, go see this guy. So it is a very family oriented business, and is built on relationships.
It is. That's it. That's the word, relationships. It is. Listen, I've done generation and generation after generation. And when I took that interim role, I gave it all up. Mm-hmm. And so to come back to that, my phone was ringing off the hook. I haven't even advertised, and I'm closing so much business now, which I'm blessed, because I can pay for these kind of things to go to Germany and do the car karaoke guy thing and all that fun stuff. So our company is great. They've been very supportive. I love our owner. He's, again, Kevin Stitt. He's the governor of Oklahoma. He's amazing. He's an amazing guy. So
a lot of people moving to Texas right now, so I'll have to send them your way.
Yes.
I didn't even know that I did. This is not a promotion or of any kind, because I didn't even know what you did until 10 minutes before we did this interview. I was texting and asking if there's anything that we could talk about. So, but just to say that Gateway Mortgage is a longstanding business in Texas is fair enough, right?
It is a brand that I could say that I built in Texas.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And so now tell me, Jeff, should I call you Jeff or Mr. Schmidt?
No.
No.
I am not that old. I honestly, I feel like I'm 35. I think I look pretty good for 56.
You do indeed. I know I have not yet met your wife on camera, but she's so cute because you'll pass the dogs off to her through the window sometimes wherever you guys are, and it's sweet that you talk about her on your videos. But tell me, was it after you had received this diagnosis of Parkinson's that you decided to get in that car and sing a song?
It wasn't. I've always listened. I know music catalog. I'm not a musician. I've been in the choirs when I was growing up. I'm not a musician. I'm not a trained musician at all. But listen, I know catalog. I know Manilow catalog, and I know Billy Joel, and I know Elton John, and I know Neil Diamond's catalogs. I know these guys' catalogs, and I'm discovering new catalogs like Richard Marx. Now, I listened to Richard Marx when he was popular, but if you listen to some of this other new stuff that I have posted, but it doesn't play in the U.S. because of licensing stuff. Listen, he's written some very popular music. Richard Marx wrote Josh Groban's "To Where You Are," and there's a great song. Oh gosh, I wish. Can you give me a minute to get my phone? Is that okay?
Sure. Yes. Go ahead.
Hang tight.
Yeah, grab your phone.
Tight. Y'all can edit.
I will.
Y'all can edit.
Yes, we can edit. Unless, of course, I just keep talking, as to which Bob is in the other room. He's left the room.
I know. Sorry. Listen, so during COVID, when I discovered I had COVID, again, it was 6 weeks ago. I still worked because you can't keep me down. And I should be in bed sleeping, but I'm not. I discovered I loved Richard Marx, but then I discovered this. He has this ballad CD, and then he had this other CD. I'll look it up here, but there's a song called "Not in Love," and I think he's gone through some personal things. I don't know Richard Marx.
Is this a new song of his? Richard Marx, "Not in Love"?
I think it's called "Not in Love." And I got to get the right. I carry two phones because of everything going on with TikTok and Instagram, as you well know. Hold on a sec.
I'm terrible at my social media, so.
I'm learning. Listen, everything I'm doing on TikTok and Instagram, I'm doing on my own. I need really someone managing it for me. It was in 2020. Richard Marx released this limitless album, and there's this song called "Non-Love." I don't know if we could play a little bit.
I don't know, Bob. Can we play a little bit?
Can you hear it?
Yes. He said yes.
So, I know you're going to be crying at this. I know. I rewrote this song to "Still in Love," and if how much time do we have? I'm in this
50 minutes. So
okay.
You just.
So I'm gonna listen. So let me find. I rewrote the song to "Still in Love." Okay. Now I'm still a little hoarse and raspy. This song, I rewrote it. So we're going to kind of duet a little bit. I don't know if licensing laws will allow you to replay it. But I got to get into my Apple pages because I have all my lyrics written down. And
I love that you wrote that because you have been married, like you said, for 31 years, right?
Say it again.
I said I love that you rewrote it because you've been married for 31 years. So that's from a different that perspective.
I think it's more of not only still in love, but if you lost love,
you can still find
there's heartbreak. So I have it up. So let's see if we'll do a little mini duet. This is like an exclusive. I'll do the song, and I'm sure you won't hear it in the US. Again, it's licensing rules, but maybe Richard Marx will lighten up and make it happen. So I don't know if you can hear it okay. All right. I always think about you. I wish that you would call. I so long for you. When the blue shadows fall and love's the only answer, and every fairy tale is true, and I am still in love with you. Oh my God, it is.
That's beautiful.
It is crazy. So if I had a voice, I would sing it for you. But
you have a great voice. You have a great voice, and you mentioned you're recovering from having COVID.
Listen, I'm going to give you. Okay, so I posted this song, and it was about someone losing somebody, and that they're still around, and you feel them around. The people I posted, oh, you're pushing your agenda, you're pushing your COVID agenda. Listen, I'm very neutral on this stuff.
Well, so now tell me, have you always, even growing up, loved to sing? And you do have a great voice. You said you sang on choir.
I was a very reserved child. I was a middle child, and my dad was always.
You're so sweet. You're like a real empath. I love that. No, we're not going to edit this out. It's so beautiful to see you.
So my dad was Air Force, so I never saw him. And I was a middle child. And, you always hear about the middle child syndrome. And my mother, I think she went through a lot when she was growing up. And I was abused a lot. Not sexually, but I was beat up a lot. And I remember my older brother having to pull her off of me because she was wailing on me. And I always remember that. But it made me a stronger person. And both of my parents are passed on. But I'm a stronger person. I'm an independent person. But this karaoke thing, this singing thing, it just turned on because, and I'll tell you who told me to do this. My really good friend who's worked for me for 20 years, her name is Jolene Crozier. And she is like the Paula Deen of mortgage companies. She looks like Paula Deen. She sounds like Paula Deen. She looks like Paula Deen. And she said, Jeff, you need to post some of your videos on social media. And I said, why? She said, Jeff, I know you can sing. I've seen you. Listen, they've seen me live and I can tear down the house. And she said, you got to post it. So I did. And she's been very supportive. And my wife, she's learning to be supportive of all this stuff. In fact, my wife, she checked out your website, and I said, okay, if you're okay with it, I'll do the interview. And
I thought that was so cute.
Yeah, she blessed me doing the interview. So, but Jolene said you've got to do it. So I'm like, okay. So I had to think how I could do it. I don't have a recording studio. My wife has every room in our house in Waxahachie. I have one room, and she said, "I'll give you the little back house. It's an old. Listen, we live in a 1899 home, but it's one of the popular homes in Waxahachie. And if you look at my websites or whatever, you'll see the house, and it's very well known. And a lot of companies use it in advertising, and I have to call them and ask them to take it down.
Wow.
It's crazy. Someone took a photo of it before we owned it. So I asked them to take it down, and they do. But so I said, what could I do? So I sing a lot in my car. So this is my push for Mercedes. I have a Mercedes, and it's a GLS 580, and it's a new model, and it's a beautiful model, and the acoustics are amazing. And I think you hear that on my videos. So I stick up a phone here, and I stick up a phone there, and go through Apple CarPlay, and one records the video. And of course, it may take 20 takes because it may be such an emotional song that I have to retake and retake and retake. But I want it as right as possible. And let me tell you, I'm hearing from people. And if you see, I see you on. But if you see the post, in fact, I received a call the other day from someone who used to work for us, and she said something about. I heard your song, I think I did Somewhere Down the Road. And she said, I went to a concert, a Barry Manilow concert before my mom died. And you just brought us so many memories. It's crazy. It's crazy. So listen, the negative people, I don't care. You can say what you want. It's trust me, it's very minute. The positives.
Well, there's a saying in the industry, and it can sometimes, a lot of people, especially now that there's this forum and this platform for people that aren't necessarily actors or actresses, they can come on and do this. There's a saying that it's okay, whatever you say, as long as you spell my name right. I don't care what you say, as long as you spell my name right, because the negative, just because someone says something doesn't make it so. Usually those people are projecting. So, you are on there doing such beautiful, work and bringing joy. I mean, I had a rough day, and I just kind of unwound, with TikTok, and I popped up, and there you are singing, Neil Diamond, who is one of my favorite performers of all time. My dad and I share in that. I actually surprised my dad and brought him to a Neil Diamond concert. But you just bring so much joy. So thank your friend for kind of pushing you into doing something with this.
And I again, I don't have anybody doing what you see on TikTok and Instagram. I'm doing on my own, and so I look at analytics once in a while. In fact, I just looked at it. I think I'm close to 9 million views, and I haven't been on for a month yet. And I have almost 1 million likes. And so I do have someone running analytics for me. And they said, Jeff, first of all, don't change your formula. And if you continue to do what you're doing, by the end of the year, you'll have 1 million followers. And I'm like, what? To me, it's mind-boggling. So I'm not changing my formula. And if people like it and love it, great. If they don't, okay. I don't care. I feel like, honestly, I'll go back to Barry Manilow. I don't think he cares. If you like him, you like him. If you love him, you love him. I mean, you either love him or you hate him. And I honestly don't care. But the majority of everything that I see, I can't even keep up with the comments because I'm trying to respond to everybody. I just think that's something I have to do. So when I'm up at 2 a.m. responding, it's because I have to.
I love that you do. And I love that, again, anyone who's watching this that hasn't been in my life, they'll understand why I actually originally reached out to you. And that is because I am such a huge karaoke fan. And so thank you for responding and agreeing to come on. I think that, TikTok and Instagram has been such a great space for people in general. And then especially during a time when, the world is sort of stopped and stood still, people can still reach out to other people. And our original intent with this show was to bring people together like yourself and spread some love.
So again, I'll give you my take on that. And again, part of it is Barry Manilow, but part of it is Jeff Schmidt. I think people are yearning for a lyric and a melody. And I think, what was the word of the day?
Manophobia or malaphobia?
I think people,
Mellophobia.
you're right. Yes. I think people are,
Mellophobia.
I think people are yearning for this because they've been locked up and our world is crazy. And again, I'm very neutral. I'm not going to go on this side or that side. But I think they're yearning. And Barry Manilow has always said they're yearning for, you never hear songs like this on the radio. You never hear songs like Looks Like We Made It or Mandy or Somewhere in the Night or Somewhere Down the Road. And again, I know the catalog. And, one thing, I know you're going to ask me about the band. I know some of this band, believe it or not.
Yes.
Yeah, so put that on your list. But
I have it. It's what's his name? Joe Melotti, right?
Joey
Melotti.
Melotti. So a few years ago, he was looking for sponsorships on an album. So I'm just a blessed guy, and I'm happy to donate, and I'm not asking for anything in return. And so I told him my story of what was going on with Parkinson's and me doing this and that. And he liked the story. So I flew up to Las Vegas and we met. And I told him what I was looking for because I needed someone to build out some tracks because I can't always sing along with Barry. I need to do it on my own. And I could do this. I can do it. Listen, I was in Cabo not too long ago with karaoke and I tore down the house. Believe it or not, we closed it down.
Wait, do 1 second. Do you have any footage of that?
I do.
Can you send that to Bob? Because we're going to put it right here.
Yes.
Okay.
The crowd was crazy. So that's probably what really triggered it. But so I told Joey the story. So he knows my voice, but he didn't know that I had range. And I have range. I can go from this to that. Of course, with COVID, it's kind of screwed it up, but it's getting better. So he kind of played this song, and we're working on it. It's Frank Sinatra's "My Way," but he slowed it down.
I love Frank Sinatra.
Well, he slowed it down, and I have a little piece of it.
Ooh, let's hear it.
So if you give me a minute.
Okay.
So you just get the idea of it. Okay. So I'll just do the piano piece, but I didn't want to do it Frank's way or Robbie Williams does. Robbie Williams from Take That, he does a version of it, and trust me, I'm learning different materials. But Joey came up with this version. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I don't know if I can remember the words, but it's like, and now the end is near. I mean, it's beautiful. I can't even do it right now. The final curtain, my friends, I'll say it clear. And it goes on and on. But
wow, you have a great voice.
Well, I appreciate that. I wish I could sing right now, but I will stop. But he heard what I could do, and he's going to build it up. And who knows? It may turn out to be something, I don't know. But Joey is Joey Melotti. I'll give you a little history. He's worked with, you can Google him. He's worked with Luther, the late Luther Vandross. You know Luther.
Of course I know Luther, yes.
Yeah. He did some projects with Michael Jackson. Of course, Michael Bolton. He's worked with Barry's band forever, and he's worked on some of Barry's top albums that he recently released. He did these decade albums that went to #1. And people
if this
just
is the
don't know.
one, if this is Joey Melotti, he also says "Happy Wife, Happy Life."
Yes.
Yeah,
That's him.
I looked him up.
Yes. he's
That's
been so
great.
supportive. And so when I sat down, we did this, and I didn't know what I was going to sing, and so we kind of video recorded it, and he stopped, and he said, "Oh, well, you've got something." And of course, I was going to pay him to do these tracks, and I said, "Joey, don't say this because I'm paying you to do the music." He said, "No, Jeff, you have something." And so I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to take and run with it and believe that he's saying the truth. I don't think he would put me out there. In fact, he sent me a message last night. He said, "Listen, I've seen you on TikTok and I've seen you on Instagram." And he said, "Don't change a thing." So I have his message that he left for me. So thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Joey. And I look forward to meeting you one day, Joey. But what I love about you and what you've done, and I always say this in a lot of my shows, Bob does too, Bob and I agree, that, you're never too old or young to do what you love to do. And you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. And sometimes, often, society will say, "Oh, you're too old," or "You can't do this," or "You can't do that." And it's really just taking that next step and implementing it. And you did it. And I love that.
Yeah, I thought, well, maybe American Idol would call, or The Voice, or America's Got Talent. America's Got Talent probably would, but American Idol, they want this certain age, this age group. That's how they were originally. But America's Got Talent, and I watch those shows. I love them all.
You don't wait for them to call, you call them. And here's the thing that each one of them have in common, and that is they love the story. They love the testimony. They love, one of the guys I think that was just on, I believe it was either American Idol or America's Got Talent. Maybe America's Got Talent. I forget his name. I watched him perform live at an event a couple months ago. And then he was on the show, but his wife, had passed away on the helicopter with Kobe Bryant.
Mm.
And he has left with some kids, and he sings Frank Sinatra. And so he went on the show and did really well. And so, you have a story and you have a great voice. I say go for it.
I think it's, for me, it's easier to take criticisms than it is compliments, and I do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to do how I was grown up, that I wasn't anything. And with my career, it shows that I did it my way. And now I'm really doing it my way. And that's why that song is so prominent. And, there's other things. Listen, I'm studying catalogs. Michael Bublé is amazing. And I've done some of his songs. Again, you can't hear them through TikTok. I think you can hear them on Instagram, and I do some. You can see some, I think, on Instagram, but he's got that range. Michael Bublé.
I do know Michael Bublé. So tell me, because I have not gotten into the technical aspect of TikTok yet, and I'm wondering. I do know a little bit and just enough to understand, but there's only certain songs that they license that you're allowed to play, correct?
I believe it's. I think it has to do if you're a Canadian artist. Now, I thought Richard Marx was American. I'm not sure, but Michael is Canadian, and I don't know any of these. I do know I've met Barry Manilow 3 times. I know Joey Malati. I haven't met any of these guys. I would love to work with David Foster and David Benson and some of these producers.
I know David Foster. So let's see. Let me ask you really quickly, because I went through all of your videos, and I noticed some of them just a few of them are silent. Is that because there's no licensing on that song?
It is because if it's Michael Bublé, you can hear it in Canada. And the other thing is, on TikTok, I was driving in my car, and they won't allow me to. They won't really push it out there because I'm a danger. I could cause an accident. I'm just singing in my car. I mean, the camera's up there. The phone is really give me a break. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm sure TikTok, you're going to take my video down, but they need to lighten up.
99.9% of the people I see singing are in their car.
I know, exactly. So TikTok, lighten up.
We love you, TikTok, but yeah. So how do you go in and even find the music? Is there certain buttons that you just kind of go into and it gives you all the songs that they will let you know? Okay.
No, I know most of Manilow's songs will play. Neil Diamond's, though, will not on TikTok, which amazes me because he's American. But you can hear them on Instagram. I think you can hear them on Instagram, yes. You heard me sing Neil Diamond songs.
I did, yes.
Yes.
Interesting.
But you can't hear them on TikTok. Richard Marx. I did some Richard Marx, and I may even have done Still in Love or Not in Love, and you just can't hear it on American TikTok, or I don't know if it went over to Instagram. I haven't done an Elton.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I haven't done an Elton John, but listen, I know this catalog because this is what I grew up with. And Barry makes this joke, don't request Bootylicious. Please don't request Bootylicious because I don't know anything about it. And I'm sure it's a great artist. But I want to put a message out. I think these are great. These artists have great messages. Billy Joel.
You do, but do you have your own message? Do you write your own music?
Well, like I told you, I rewrote Richard Marx's song from Not in Love. It's a really heartbroken song. I think he was going through divorce. And it's really, look it up. You will cry. I cried when I heard that song. But then when I redid it to Still in Love, and Richard, dude, just call me. I'm happy to work with you. I'm happy to record it. It's beautiful. Both songs are beautiful. It's just a piano and him. So, have I written anything? No. But could I? Maybe I could. I don't know. Why would I rewrite a Richard Marx song?
Not a Richard Marx song, but you might want to write a Jeff Schmidt song so people, Yeah, it's interesting because as I watch TikTok, I see a lot of people, they'll reveal their music in the car to their brother, their mother, their sister. And there's some really talented new artists on TikTok, revealing and showcasing their music. I mean, if you get 1 million followers, and then at the end of that, you release a Jeff Schmidt original, I'm just saying, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, but there's a lot. Yeah, you may be right. I'm not musically trained. I'm just a mortgage guy. I'm just a mortgage guy who loves. I love Barry Manilow. I really do. He's amazing, and I understand his songs. I get it, and now even more so after everything that I've been through, and back to being the interim president, I was so freaking doped up. Now listen, I made a lot of changes with our company, and everybody loved me, but I was ready to leave because it went on. It was supposed to be from 3 to 6 months. It went on for over a year, and I was ready to jump ship, but I couldn't do that to our owner. So now I get these songs, and I think they have so much more meanings.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I put a little more heart into them. And I did some songs today, and listen, if there's something not right, if I take a drink of water, I have to stop it, and I have to redo it because I want it right.
You're a little bit of, is it safe to say you're kind of a perfectionist?
Yeah, ask my wife.
There's nothing wrong with that. Is your wife there? Can we see her? Can we say hello?
Okay. No, she didn't come to Germany. Because she didn't, okay. But she knows. So now
please tell her we said hello.
Yeah, I'm sure she's going to watch. But now I call myself the Jeff 2.0 because I really am. Listen, I don't roll over anymore. I used to roll over and take crap. I don't anymore, and I don't care what anybody says. There's a bartender downstairs at the hotel, and I tipped him well. He never said thank you or anything. Everyone else has been great, and I'm going to go up to him and say, "Listen, you need to say thank you. You need to be grateful." because most people are like, you don't have to tip. Not
Maybe
that
it took him. Maybe it took him aback. Maybe he was just shocked. He might have just been like, nobody does this, and you did it.
They don't.
Sometimes it leaves people speechless.
They don't tip, because when I leave them, and again, okay, yes, I make a lot of money, but these people need to be appreciated. I mean, they work so hard.
Yeah.
But when you don't respond, I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I give great customer service, and you better give it too.
Yeah. Oh.
So,
well, I just love what you're doing, and that you took a leap of faith and, listen to your friend. Sometimes friends have the best suggestions, and I know that we have had you for a little bit of time, but I think Bob has are you writing things down over there?
No, I'm saying we got plenty of time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I do have some other, you say that you're doing what you want to do. Listen, I've had some naysayers, and I heard someone say, Jeff, you're ruining your reputation out there that you built in your community. And I'm like, really? Wow, I've never heard that. And then I start showing this person, look at what's going on. And I think this person's had a change of heart. And I think this person who works for me, I think he was afraid that if something happens that I would leave him. And listen, he's been the most loyal person to me. And if something happens, and if it skyrockets, if it doesn't skyrocket, whatever, he's coming with me. I will always listen. I've made people, I've taken people that have never been in our industry, and they have a great career, and they're building relationships, and they're making great money. And I will always take people with me, and I believe in loyalty. Betrayal, I will not tolerate. I do not tolerate that, because I had that coming back.
Here.
And I won't do it.
I totally get it.
Yes.
Listen, you don't really know anything about me, but as you get older, you learn what you will accept and what you will not accept in your life. And the great thing about getting older is that you have the strength to choose whether or not you would like to entertain it. And so I totally understand that. And betrayal of any kind is devastating. And it's, it's not something that anyone has to tolerate. I've actually especially if you help people bring them along, if you've helped people bring, no. Yeah.
So now I have no tolerance. And I'll give you another thing. I took my son, I call him my son, Matt, who's in Germany. I took him shopping today, and his passion was photography. And, he wanted to pay full price. And I'm like, no. I was going to buy it for him. I said, no. Let's try to, this is big, expensive camera stuff. That's his passion, is photography. I said, let's negotiate. It's okay to try to negotiate. And we negotiated. He got a better price. He learned a lesson. He's 30 plus, and he learned a lesson, and he appreciated that. So he calls me his Papa from Texas. But I can't be called
so
Papa.
Wonderful.
I can't be called Papa. I can't be Papa for his son, because there's Germany. Yeah.
So my dad, interestingly enough, is looking at moving out of California and is looking in Texas. Do you have any advice for him and where to go?
I will tell you, Texas. There's a lot of Californians moving to Texas, and I'm not going to get into the politics and everything that's going on and how expensive it is. But Texas is so wonderful. As long as everybody who's moving to Texas, please don't bring your politics into Texas. Because, and I think they're moving away from the politics, because it's so open. We were very open when COVID was just going crazy. We just we opened our doors, and I've done a lot of loans for people that have come back but have moved from California to Texas. And it's, they love it. They love having their guns and their freedoms. And again, I'm not pushing an agenda. I'm just telling you, Texas is wonderful.
Well, I'm not going to talk about an agenda either, but shouldn't we all be grateful for the freedoms that our forefathers fought for?
Absolutely. Oh, I agree. I mean,
yeah, that's all I'll say. But I think that that's a fair statement. And I think that unanimously and collectively, we can agree that that is something that should be preserved and should be cherished as we.
Absolutely. And you know, again, I could get on the politics stuff and the American flag and standing or not standing. I'm not going there, but I think you know where I stand, because my dad fought for this country.
Yes.
He fought for it, and his dad
literally fought for the country.
Literally. Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you to your father and his father and my grandfather. And so we have 3 questions that we ask. Well, we have 2 questions, and we have this little game. We used to do the Rorschach game, but my brilliant...
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off.
My brilliant producer...
It's a psychological
or
test.
psychological test. Sorry, I see it as a game.
We're going to look at your psychological profile, and we're going to give you a psychiatric test, and then we're going to grade you.
Right now I'm emotional.
We're not. It's a psychiatric test. I don't see it as a psychiatric test. It may be, but I actually see it as kind of like a game. But anyway, Bob was smart and came up with these a great. I did not have anything to is.
Thank you.
He is smart. He's running the show over here.
You're so beautiful. Bob, I love you.
Bob, please don't embarrass me, I hope.
No, it will not.
No.
Right.
We ask everybody this. So tell me 3 words that describe you.
I'm back to my passion. There's 3 words. I'm back to my passion.
Back to passion.
Back to my. Okay, it's 4 words. Back to my passion.
That's good. I love it. I love that. I love it that when people can, I've always told my daughter, she would ask me, what should I do, as a career? And I say, whatever you do, make sure that you love it, and you'll never spend a day working in your life.
And that's what I tell my that's what I tell my kids. Find your passion. What is it? And that's what, with Matt here in Germany, what is your passion? And it's photography, and he's very good at it. He said, but I can't afford so guess what Papa did? Papa took care of him, because he wanted to do weddings.
Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
I love it. That's so great. See, you blessed him. You're blessing him. And I have a feeling you have an agenda, and that is better camera, better photos of your grandson.
I want him to be able to support his family even more so, because they work from paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. And we have heart conversations since I've been here. And I want to help them, and I'm going to help them, and I will help them. But I want him to find, because listen, I'm 56, and my passion, am I too old for it? No, I don't think so, because I feel like I'm 35. But I'm going to continue to do it until I'm gone. But I want him to follow his passion. This is the same thing that I've told my boys too. My youngest is lost, but I'm teaching. I'm trying to teach him. He loves guns, but he just can't find anything. But he's finally found. He's doing something right now and earning a paycheck. But I keep telling him, "What's your passion? What do you want to do? Yeah. What do you want to do?" And he keeps saying, "Dad, I'm going to work for you." No, you're not. I mean, I love my kids, but they cannot work for me, because they're not. Listen, they cannot sit in an office 12 hours a day. They're not those kind of kids. They're kids that want to be outside and doing stuff.
And you want to keep loving them, so don't let them work for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so
by the way, one other thing. I'll make you feel a lot better. Stop saying you're 56 and start saying you're 4016. Works so much better.
4016.
40 plus 16, 56. That's actually pretty good.
I gotta write that down.
That is funny. That is funny.
All
Well,
right.
he didn't understand it for a second.
Yeah, no,
That's actually pretty funny, Bob. You're
Well,
funny,
you know, I
Bob.
go
You
into
say
the
that's
stores.
actually pretty funny. Like my first.
I go into the stores and I tell the people, yes, I'm 85. And they say, no, you're in your 40s or 30s. I said, well, no, really, I'm 56. So they try to sell me all my face creams and all that. And I know what I like, and I know what works. And I try to
Well, do
live.
tell us, because I would say you look like 38, 39.
I
What are you
I use-
using?
I actually use a couple that, and I've never had this little stubble thing, but my grays are coming through. But I love Keel products.
Kiehl's
yes.
is a great product. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I try to link them on my Instagram and TikTok, and maybe one day I'll start getting paid. I don't know. I heard I can.
You can.
We'll see.
You really
Well,
can.
I'm waiting.
Okay, so we're gonna do the psychological.
Word association test.
Yes, the word association. I like that better. Word association test. Can you say that 3 times, Bob? Fast.
Word. Association.
Word.
Test.
Word association test. Okay, you ready?
I'll try. Yeah.
I'm going to say a word and you're just going to say the first word that comes to mind.
Without thinking, as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm. Work.
All the time. And
happiness.
And do you want explanations?
Nope,
No,
just
the word.
either one word
All right.
or whatever it is. So happiness.
Can't think about it. First word.
One word.
Yeah.
Helping people.
Grandchildren.
I have one, and again, he's not biological, but I consider him my grandson. In love.
Love.
In love.
In love. Aw, love it. Music.
Gosh. Again, music. Oh, that's not fair because there's so many. It's emotions.
Emotions. That's
Passion.
actually
Passionate. And let me tell you the couple of songs that I recorded today that I'm going to post. Oh yeah, these are Barry Manilow songs, and you probably have never heard them. Yeah,
I love it. Okay, so we have 3 more. Life.
Oh my gosh! Now you said 3.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total. 7 total.
No.
Life is the 5th.
Life. Live it now.
That's really great. Great answer. It's an excellent answer, and a reminder to all of us right now not to exist but to live. Right in this moment.
Listen. There's no dress rehearsal. This is it.
This is it. Okay, singing.
Oh my gosh. Emotions, passionate, love it.
The last one is health.
Health. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
Don't stop living. Sorry, Bob. It can't be one answer.
I'm feeling a song coming on. Don't
Yeah, I know.
stop believing.
Yeah.
Hold
Well,
on
you
to
know what?
that
There's
feeling.
a Journey song coming that Barry did, and I'm going to do that one. It's
I love his passion for this. I just do. I can't stand how much I love it because I am you in a female form here in I'm Karaoke in California. Car got karaoke and guy in Texas. I'm karaoke gal in California. I have another question for you. And this is just, I know that you are happily married, and I love that you have been married so long. And that is something that is, to me, that was so endearing about you, as you talked about all about your wife. It's so beautiful. But we do ask each of our guests who your celebrity crush is. And it can be just like somebody that a guy.
Okay, well, this would be no surprise. This a celebrity crush, if it's a guy or female, honestly, Barry is, this guy.
I love it.
People would say, "Oh, you're gay because you're listening to him." So I would be more closeted, and I kind of made this joke on one of my posts or Facebook. I've come out of the closet, the karaoke closet. Oh, you can't say stuff like that. Okay, stop. I'm going to say stuff like that, and I'm probably going to make mistakes. But Barry Manilow is amazing. He really is. You got to listen to. I'm going to listen. They don't play this music on the radio. They don't play this music on the radio anymore. And I'm going to push this stuff because he's got some great stuff you've never heard.
And by the way, he recently came out of the closet.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I grew up with Barry Manilow.
Yeah,
I sang in my living room into a hairbrush because I didn't have these fancy bling mics. And I would sing Mandy. Oh, you kiss me.
It took him 40 or 50 years, but now he's finally able to be himself. And has explained that Mandy was written about his boyfriend Andy, and said, but now finally he can live a life that he's always wanted to live.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was written about Brandy, a dog. Actually, he didn't write that song. So, Bob, I'm not trying to correct you, but
really, because maybe then I heard it wrong. But I heard he had wrote it about his boyfriend at the time, Andy.
No, actually, that song was written by Scott Kerr, English Kerr, or something, and it was about Brandy. And if you listen to, he has a collection of hits. The original song, it was a rock and roll song. Oh man, oh Brandy, well you came and you gave without taking. And
okay, so here, just to clear it up, Scott English wrote the lyrics and recorded the song in 1971 as Brandy. I'm so sorry to say, Bob, that you're wrong.
You know what?
But I do love you, Jeff Schmidt.
That really stinks. All of that. You hear that sound? That's all of that video hitting the editing floor and will never be published.
Come on.
Listen.
So
he got lost. Somehow that's just got lost.
He rearranged that song, but I did record that today. But I recorded a live version when I had front row tickets. And these iPhones, listen, this technology, you hear the beats, you hear this. Oh yeah, so that's coming.
Well, I have one last thing to say, which will probably get edited out, but I know Bob's going to join in with me.
Bob, it's okay.
It's not about you. Happy birthday to you.
We don't know the rights.
Happy birthday to you.
To this song.
Happy birthday, dear Jeff.
Car karaoke
guy in Texas. Happy birthday to
Okay, so now actually
you.
I believe this song was written by...
He can't just let me sing the song.
No, I can't. I believe this song was... First of all, I do that for a reason. I think this song was written by two middle school teachers in, I want to say, South Carolina, that held and actively pursued the copyright for 50 years. Yeah. But I think it's past its copyright, and now it's in the public domain the last couple of years.
Really?
I'll check it. But the reason I talk over you, if I talk over you, it doesn't catch on the sensors, and it gets through.
Wonderful.
So I'm always trying to protect you,
and
yet you're always
Bob.
attacking me.
Bob.
That's so wonderful. That's true. So we can leave it.
Listen, you have a beautiful voice, and listen, I did.
Thank you.
Well, Bob, yes, you do too. But Cory,
thank you,
Cory. Yes, you have a deep voice, Bob. But Cory, listen, I love Barbra Streisand too, and she has this duet album, and you and I could duet this Bryan Adams.
Totally a duet. I actually was a singer in a band, so I'll do it with you. You got it.
Do you know?
So let me
know
the fly in the ointment here. I like Barbra Streisand. I like what she sings. The only problem I have with Barbra Streisand is she has had at least 3, maybe 4 or 5 farewell tours. And
so has Barry and Cher.
Well, so is The Who. But I do remember a story about somebody who paid like $1,500 for a ticket at her farewell tour. And then when she put out another farewell tour, he said, hey, I want my $1,500 back. I spent it to be on your last thing. So I think if a band says farewell tour, You know, it's like the businesses in New York that have been going out of business for 20 years. Those little appliance business. Yeah. If you're going to do a farewell tour, now I went to 2 farewell tours of the Who. So
Really?
I get that. But if you're going to call it a farewell tour, that ought to be your last tour.
That sounds like Bob. That was probably Bob who paid that money for that for the farewell. Listen, I've done the thing. Listen, Barry's gone farewell, and I've done. He has this fundraiser thing, and you get to greet and meet, and you pay $5,000 or whatever. But listen, it's worth it. He spends time with you. He talks to you, and he asked me. He said, "What's your favorite song?" I said, and I go deep. There's a song called "Read 'Em and Weep" that Jim Steinman wrote of Meatloaf, and it is a deep. Research that, and I'll do part of it. It's a deep. In fact, I did record that one today. I was a busy boy. In Germany, so I did a little rock and roll song, and I did "Read 'Em and Weep." So I'm going to try to post those today.
Okay, and
tonight.
then you'll also, I know our time's up here, but you will also send us some links that we can insert into what we talked about. I think there was one song particularly, actually, I wrote it down here.
You mean the Richard Marx?
Singing Manilow, footage of you singing it.
It was, I was at a karaoke bar in Cabo, and it was Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, and we shut it down. I mean, they did it. I mean, we were there for a couple nights. Yeah.
You're going to send that because I'd love to put that in.
I do have some footage. Yes.
Okay. Email that to Bob. I will be in communication with you because I'm going to send you some information as well via text message. Tell your beautiful, lovely wife, thank you. I love her.
Yeah, her name is Cory. K-I-R. K-I-R-I.
Tell Cory that we love her and she's amazing, and I look forward to meeting her one day. And thank you for spreading joy and doing what you love to do, because you're an inspiration to us all. So thank you, Jeff Schmidt, otherwise known as Car Karaoke Guy in Texas.
And are you still recording? Yes,
we're still on.
Or we can wrap it. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, right.
Do you want us to stop? Okay, so, and we're out.
Attention, Nashville, Tennessee area drivers. Commodore Express has openings for Class A CDL drivers. Teams run California and back weekly, approximately 4,500 miles per week, and have a flexible time-off policy. Solos for local and regional runs, always close to home, out and back operation, and enjoy plenty of home time. We offer full benefits and above-average pay depending on experience. Visit our website, CommodoreExpress.net, to learn more about us, request an application, or call Robert in Recruiting at 615-287-5140.
The Coriolis Effect is produced by Jazz Productions. Producers Corey Oliver and Bob Victor, host Corey Oliver, editor Bob Victor, and assistant editor Kate Bonsall.
Hi guys, I'm Corey Oliver, and thank you for watching The Coriolis Effect. We hope you enjoyed the previous episode. Here are some more episodes you might enjoy. Hit the subscribe button below, and have a great day.